First step to posting a new blog is to go to wellspringwomen.com/wp-admin, and you'll be prompted to put your a username and password in. So you do that and you'll be taken to right here. This is called the dashboard. It's the WordPress dashboard. You've got lots of information you can look at here. If you want to quickly post something, you can do that right here in the quick press area, where all you can do here is title a little content and give it some tags and publish it. But usually what you're going to want to do is come over here to the post menu and click add new. Wait for that to load. And this is where you put your title. And the title that you put here can be something catchy. It doesn't have to be written for a search engine to read, because you can do that down below. So, if you have some little title that's more kind of funny or witty, you can put that here. And here, this is your body text area. You can grab this little corner down here and enlarge it if you want. It makes it a little easier to see. If you notice these tabs right here, visual means you're going to use the visual editor, which is like a word processor. It's got all kinds of things you can do with it. This little drop down is the templates built-in styling. This is what you want to do instead of writing it in Microsoft Word or something. If you paste in from Microsoft Word, it's going to look really bad on the website, number one, and also number two, even if you get it to look good from Word, whenever a search engine tries to index it, it's going to have a hard time because Microsoft Word puts in lots of extra code. You can try the little paste from Word icon here, but it's really best to write the blog post on the blog itself. That's why they give you this visual editor, so you don't have to use Microsoft Word. You can just log in, write it right here on the site, and if you're not finished, you just hit Save Draft, and it'll save it for later. If you want to publish it, well, you click the Publish button. Let's see what else. If you're handy with HTML code, you can just type your code straight in here into the HTML editor. Let's see what else. Excerpt. This is, well, it tells you handcrafted summary. If you want let's go to the blog on the front end and take a look here. The excerpt is what would appear here. This little before you click the read more thing. Right here. So if you don't do that, the template will automatically make one for you, which is pretty handy. I would suggest not using the excerpt. It just is less confusing for me, but if it helps you to separate an excerpt out, then go ahead and feel free. It's there for you. Second, over here on the right, you've got categories. Every post has to be categorized. If you don't categorize it, it's going to put it into the uncategorized category, which is not ideal because then it's hard for people to find it if they're searching. So, choose one of these to categorize it. And post tags. This is different. Tags are things that search engines use to index, and it's also what humans use when they're using the search box on the website, which I think is, right here. When you click search, the main thing that the search function does is it searches through the tags in the posts. So it's important to give every single post unique tags. And the way you figure those out is you look at what you've actually written and figure out what are the main themes of that, and you put that here. So let's say you write a devotion from the book of Matthew. You could write, your tags could be Jesus, Matthew, devotion, and maybe he's talking about the kingdom of God, so you can do kingdom, you can spell, of God. And those would be good tags for that thing. If you're talking about an event, like maybe you're announcing a Wellspring event, you could do event, announcement, maybe news, that kind of stuff. So your tags, aka keywords, because they're essentially act as the same thing, should be based on what you've written in the body. Trackbacks, you can probably just leave that blank. Custom fields, you're going to leave that blank. unless you just if you research this stuff and you know what to do here, it can really be powerful. So feel free to look into that and start using this stuff. But otherwise, if you're doing like a page that you don't want people to comment on, you would uncheck allow comments. A trackback is when, or a pingback is when somebody else reposts your blog somewhere else. This is awesome. It's a really good thing when people do that because it brings more content, more traffic, rather, to the Wellspring website. So you always want to allow that. And if you comments thing there. Now here, this is really important. If you're posting a blog for someone else, this is where you say that they wrote it. So if it's something that Marion wrote and you're posting it for her, you would choose Marion here. And so on the front end, it would say posted on such and such date by Marion in the category, podcast in this case. And notice that you can choose more than one category, by the way. So, funny and family stuff. Maybe someone's got a funny family story. Okay, moving on down. F01.01 custom settings. F01.01 is the name of the template I've got installed. And I'll have to explain this in a separate video. These are special built-in functions that we can use to add an image to the post where it automatically resizes it for you so you don't have to get the sizing right. Video embed code. If you're creating a new page and you want to give it this special little description thing here, you would put that page description right here. I would not suggest doing that and like creating pages because it'll make the menu drop down to 2 levels. We've got the menu maxed out right now for its width, so probably don't want to mess with that. All-in-one SEO pack. This is a really cool tool that I've got on there. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. What this does is it'll override the settings you do up here when a search engine is indexing the website. The whole purpose of this is to get search engines to rank the Wellspring site more highly than they do now. And so title, what you do here is this is where you would write a title that is not for humans to really see, but rather is for the search engine to see. So it should be something very plain and descriptive and just very laid out. Just think like what would a computer want to read to know what this article is about. So if you write, if it's a devotion about the kingdom of God, you could write new devotion, women in the kingdom of God, something like that. Something that's like a really short synopsis. Obviously 60 characters is as much as you want to go, so that's really short. This right here is 41. Notice that the little counter tells you how many characters you're writing. Okay, description. This is really optional. Search engines don't see this, but search engine will use this when, like, if you Google something, like, let's just search for kingdom. This right here is the description. This is the title. Okay, and obviously that's the link. And then the way this turned up is keywords right here. So for the keywords on this, they're usually going to be the same as the tags because they kind of serve the same function. Tags are mainly aimed at humans and keywords are mainly aimed at search engines. But they can usually be exactly the same thing. So it's important to give it a really good descriptive plain title right here. Give it some keywords and it's the same thing. Kingdom of God, kingdom, women, whatever you've written about. Give it some keywords. And that's about it. Trying to think what else. Once you're ready, you just hit publish or save draft if you want to come back and work on it again later. And I think that's it. That's how to post a blog.